Good Saturday morning to you. You found Buddy's Saturday Sports page right here on The Source. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, on a beautiful Saturday, crisp morning in Ocala, Florida. Woke up this morning, a little chilly outside. Joined by my partner in crime, JJ LaSalva. JJ, you got on the fresh jacket there. You finally had a morning.
Corleone coat. Bro.
Finally a morning you could wear it.
Yeah. See, that's the thing about winter around here.
It lasts 3 days.
Yeah. I have all these cool winter clothes. I get excited to wear them come about November, and then I realize
I'm
going to wear it like twice.
Twice, exactly. I have a leather jacket that I bought. It's a mid-length leather jacket that I bought in Italy.
Ooh.
That is just
fresh.
Really, really nice. I mean, I can put on a mock turtleneck and some slacks, and you think I just walked out of Central Casting for the next Martin Scorsese movie. That's the type leather jacket it is. You'd think I worked for Tony Soprano with that thing on. I get to wear it twice.
Yeah.
I broke the pea coat out last night, though. I had the blue pea coat on.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like Navy guys wear, or ship guys that work at the shipyards and all wear. I broke it out last night for brief. Went last night.
Oh, I like those.
Went last night to a different place. Can't even remember the name of it. Guadalajara. Guadalajara, that was it.
You went to Mexico.
No, I went to El Guadalajara. It's a new restaurant that opened off of on 200, Mexican restaurant in between Outback and Red Lobster.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Margaritas there, banging. Salsa, not so much.
So what do you eat there when you're on your diet?
We had chips and salsa and margaritas. Are you kidding me?
That's it. Very healthy.
And we had more margaritas than we had chips and salsa. Are you kidding me? What beer?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, a good margarita now is a good thing to get. You get it on the rock. I mean, let's not look. No offense to the ladies out there, but we ain't drinking no frozen margaritas. If I want a Slurpee, I'll go to the convenience store. You know what I mean? So you get it on the rocks or the top shelf tequila. It's a good time.
Yeah, it is.
I think I may drink
almost too good of a time.
I think I may drink some for the Super Bowl. I don't know. When is is the Super Bowl this weekend? Is that when this is?
Super Bowl's tomorrow, Tom.
Tomorrow, the Baltimore Ravens taking on the San Francisco 49ers. You know how psyched I am? I got in the Super Bowl mood this morning, bro. I woke up this morning, turned the TV on, ESPNU. Bam! Doug Martin running the football all over Nevada. Colin Kaepernick bringing Nevada all the way back against Boise in 2010. Then a huge bomb by Boise that put them down at like the 3-yard line with a second to go and everything.
You know what's great about the
great football game?
Watching Kaepernick when he played for Nevada is that's like the beginning of
it's the same offense he's running now.
Right.
It's the same exact offense.
The very beginning.
That's why he was able to transition. Jim Harbaugh did a great job as an NFL coach, and he saw what Colin Kaepernick was capable of doing, and he went out and adapted to the tools he has. He didn't come in and say, Kaepernick, you got to learn to play quarterback this way. Harbaugh said, I got this guy that can play outstanding. I need to go figure out how to adapt the offense for him. I think that was one of the biggest things this year. That's why Jim Harbaugh should maybe win Coach of the Year, is because he recognized the talent, and everybody thought he was crazy. Alex Smith was playing the best he'd played in his career, was winning football games, was injured. You never lose your job to an injury. But Jim Harbaugh saw something in Colin Kaepernick and said, this is the guy. And everybody thought.
I wouldn't say it was crazy or it came out of nowhere, because when he was hurt, Kaepernick came right in and just started killing.
I know, but you're not ever supposed. The unwritten rule is you don't lose your position to an injury.
But, you know, the thing with Alex Smith is I don't think you could ever win a Super Bowl with Alex Smith. And that was the argument right away.
But playing-wise, Alex Smith was playing the best of his career.
Right, which isn't saying
the
that
49ers were winning.
Right.
Winning big. And so Alex Smith was having a career year, and it was going to be a career year that could be compared to good quarterbacks, not just to Well, that ain't saying much. I mean, Alex Smith's career.
Dilfer,
yeah, right.
You know.
Alex Smith was actually playing very good.
He's that game manager type guy.
He's a perfect
Joe
game
Williams
manager.
had a perfect stat yesterday. Alex Smith, in the 9 games he started this year, had 10 plays of 20-plus yards. In the 9 games so far that Kaepernick has started, he has 20-plus.
Right, exactly. No, I understand. When the move was made, football people were like, seriously? What did he do to lose his job? He's playing the best of his career.
I remember having big-time arguments watching Monday Night Football when they brought Kaepernick in with my friends. Some of us thought Kaepernick's the way to go. I mean, this kid's athletic. Alex Smith, you can't really win a Super Bowl with him. A lot of people were like, listen, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right, exactly. Jim Harbaugh said, it ain't broke, but it can run better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He said, I got a 302, but if I bore it out, I can make it a 304 and it'll run faster. And that's what he did. The thing is, it's only happened one other time in my memory that injury has supplanted a quarterback.
Tom Brady said.
And, you know, worked out pretty good then, too. Drew Bledsoe went down to an injury, not playing bad. Drew Bledsoe was playing good enough. Tom Brady couldn't even break get any snaps in practice. Drew Bledsoe goes down. Tom Brady comes in.
Wins Super Bowls.
Wally pipped him.
9-0 his first 9 games in the postseason. The thing about, I think Bledsoe was kind of at the end of his rope. Wasn't he a little? He was older. I think his career was.
He still played
done.
like 4 more years in the league afterwards.
Did he?
Yeah. Remember Bill Belichick? I mean, Bill, the Giants coach, and then the Dallas coach. Bill, coach the Giants. Parcells picked him because he was a Parcells guy. Remember, Parcells went to the Super Bowl with the Patriots with Bledsoe as his quarterback. Bledsoe played like three or 4 more years in the league after he got replaced by
Bledsoe
Brady.
played till 06.
Yes,
right.
yeah.
Who would have known?
Yeah, Brady replaced him, and Bledsoe played forever.
Yeah, that was Brady replaced him in 01, and that was his last year there.
Right.
He played for the Bills after that. I forgot.
He played for the Bills. He played for the Cowboys. So Bledsoe stayed in the league, but he got Wally pipped. It's exactly what happened to Wally Pipp. Wally Pipp goes down with the flu. Lou Gehrig comes in. Wally Pipp never plays first base for the Yankees again.
I've been saying this for a while. At first, it was just like, jokingly sort of, but this could seriously happen. Alex Smith, quarterback for a team like the Jets next year, he's not going to be there next. There's no reason why he would stay in San Francisco. I don't see him bringing
Alex Smith to the Jets, but I could see Alex Smith going to a place like Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I could see Alex Smith going to a place like Arizona. Someplace where they need a serviceable quarterback because what they have, Tim Tebow could do better than they are. Because let's be honest. Could Tim Tebow do any worse in Arizona than the quarterbacks they got there?
Man, they were on quarterback like number 4 by the end of the year.
And did they pay Kevin Cobb like
a lot of cash?
Outrageous amount of cash.
I love how much Matt Flynn ended up getting in Seattle
Matt Flynn, hey, you know who's loving it even more than you?
Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn.
I get to sit on the bench.
Matt Flynn gets $8.5 million to keep his clothes clean. Dude, he basically is a valet for $8.5 million.
That's one of the best jobs in America.
He's Mr. Bates, and he's getting $8.5 million.
Bates.
He's Mr. Bates. When the Lord of the Manor comes in,
Russell
Wilson. He says, "Can I help you, sir?"
Shine his shoes.
Did you see the clipboard?
I am excited. It took me a whole week to get excited for the Super Bowl. There's always that in-between week with the Pro Bowl.
Which is so boring,
I hate it.
But I like Colin Kaepernick made a good point. I was listening to an interview he had, and they asked him, "Do you like the 2 weeks off?" And he was like, "Yes, because we're playing the only other best team in the NFL at the time. We're the 2 best teams in the NFL, or we wouldn't be in the Super Bowl. You need 2 weeks to game plan for the other best team in the NFL."
Yeah.
He said it just wouldn't.
I don't like when people say that. By the way.
What?
I mean, they have to because they're
not
the last
2 best teams.
They're not
NFL.
even close. Well, the Niners might be, but the Ravens aren't even close to one of the best teams in the NFL.
The Ravens remember they lost 4 of their last 5 games.
Yeah.
Backed into the playoffs. Very reminiscent of New York Giants a year ago.
And they might win the Super Bowl like the Giants.
Doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you get there.
Right. That's why I'm a college football guy.
I mean, the best team in the NFL all season, if you look at pure records,
Denver.
And the Atlanta Falcons.
Right.
And Denver loses in the first round, and the Falcons can't close out San Francisco up 17-0.
And almost lost.
Almost lost to Seattle in the first round. So, it's the NFL is what the NCAA, everybody says they want to go to, a playoff tournament, a playoff. And it's going to go to a 4-team playoff. But I still think, and that's why I don't want it to go ever past more than 4 teams.
Because it'll turn into this.
Because Alabama, Notre Dame. That's right. How much respect I give those idiots. Alabama, Notre Dame, Oregon.
K-State.
But did you really think K-State was capable of beating Oregon, Alabama, or Notre Dame?
No.
So then the 3 best teams in the country were Alabama, Notre Dame, and Oregon.
Well, I think Kansas State could have beat Notre Dame.
Okay, but still, okay, the 4 best teams in the country. Who was 5th this year in the NCAA? Look up who finished number 5 in the final rankings. Well, let's look at 5 through 8, because that's what everybody's going to say is we need to go to an 8-team playoff. Okay, so you got the top 4. Give me the top 4, because going
Alabama, Oregon, Ohio State. Oh, that's AP.
Right, the AP.
Ohio State, Notre Dame, Georgia. So Georgia and A&M are up there.
Okay, I think A&M could have won a national championship.
Yeah, the way they were playing. That
Right.
would be like if the NCAA had the NFL type playoff system. A&M's going to win.
Right, but
they're coming in hot.
Right, but who finished 7th?
Stanford or Carolina, depending on where you look.
Do you really think Stanford or Carolina had a shot at beating Alabama, Oregon, Texas A&M?
No. And then they have Florida 9th, so...
Do you really think Florida couldn't beat Louisville?
Exactly. Then they would all be in the playoffs.
Right, but look at this. Let's go to a 16-team playoff, which is where they'll eventually go. Who finished 15th?
You don't want to see who finished 15th. 15th, Oklahoma, 16th, Utah State.
Is there any shot Oklahoma or Utah State hasn't won?
But these are after bowl rank. These are the rankings after the bowl games. They would have been a little different. Utah State would have been up there. Florida would have been way higher.
Florida was 3rd going into the bowl game.
Louisville, 13, they wouldn't have even been up there.
But did you ever, and I'm a Florida fan, did you ever think Florida had a shot at winning the national title?
Absolutely not.
I never, and I have friends of mine who say, "What do you mean? If Alabama had beat Georgia and Notre Dame loses, Florida's in the national championship game. Alabama would have crushed Florida." Let me use this word.
Louisville crushed Florida.
Let me tell you, like this. Florida would have got crushed like this. Crushed. Like a brick on pecans. Or pecans if you're South Georgia.
But, that's what NFL fans, they like the playoffs. Your team limps in, they still got a chance to win. It's like the NHL. The best team never wins.
Remember, 7-9 Seattle. Because they were a division winner.
The Saints at home.
Beat the Saints at home. So the Super Bowl's this weekend. When we come back,
I got some fun facts about how much food is consumed.
When we come back, we're going to give you some Super Bowl facts and some Super Bowl prop bets, some of the craziest bets you can make. Plus, we got Coach Ron Zook, an interview we did with the former Florida head coach. Buddy did that interview earlier this week. Mr. Golf's going to talk a little golf. History almost made yesterday if it hadn't been for a double bogey. History almost made, double bogey ruins it on 18. And there's a basketball game going on tonight, JJ, against 1 versus 2. We'll talk about all that next on Buddy Saturday Sports page on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444.
Robin, how good are you at Roman numerals?
Well, I don't mean to brag, but I was voted most likely to be asked that question by my high school graduating class of MCMLXXII.
MCMLXXII?
Yeah, that's 1972 in American numerals.
Numbers.
What?
American numbers. I think only the Romans call them numerals.
What is the Roman numeral you need me to decipher for you?
Oh, it's XLVII.
Okay, let me think. I over E except after C, carry the 1, cross the I, and dot the D.
Huh?
It's 47. Why? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm writing an ad for WOCA. We're broadcasting the Super Bowl on Sunday.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Well, this is big news. We need to shout it in the streets, write it in the skies, call all our friends. We need to.
Get chicken wings?
Yes.
WOCA is Ocala's Super Bowl station. Be sure to tune in Sunday, February 3rd for Super Bowl 47. The pregame show begins at 2 p.m. and the kickoff will be at 6:30.
That would be VIXXX.
Mom, did I ever tell you I can think in Pig Latin?
Singing our favorite song. Never gonna grow up. Never gonna slow down. We were shining like a light.
That's right. You heard it right. This is Buddy Saturday Sports Page. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, joined by JJ LaSalva. And you did hear that commercial right that just played on our airwaves. WOCA, The Source, will be broadcasting Super Bowl 47. The only radio broadcast in Ocala will be on WOCA, broadcasting the Super Bowl tomorrow. I think coverage starts at like 2 or something.
Correct. Game's around 6:30.
So if you're out and about, driving around, doing a little handy list, out doing last-minute shopping before the game and everything, or if you just want to, if you're like JJ and think that Phil Simms is the worst analyst in television,
just listen to him tomorrow.
No, he's horrible, bro.
I'm going to be shooting you text all day.
Just pop on WOCA and listen to WOCA as the game plays on the television.
All these TV stations are having to compete over who starts the pregame show earliest. And yeah, they start
CBS
at like
wins.
11.
CBS is starting at 11 a.m.
I guarantee NFL Network's way before that.
Oh, NFL Network, I think, started their Super Bowl pregame
like 4
yesterday.
weeks ago.
I think they started yesterday. I think what's the ex-49ers coach?
Mariucci.
Yeah, Mariucci.
Rich Eisen.
I think Rich Eisen, Mariucci, and Dion started it yesterday.
Don't forget my boys Warren Sapp and Michael Irvin, bro.
Oh, and then isn't Marshall Falk on there, too?
I think that's the best group, but nobody ever watches that pregame
Nobody.
show. But I just can't. The TV we talked about yesterday is going to be on the pregame shows, but no one will be watching it at my house. Everybody's kind of just walking around doing their own thing. It'll just be on in the background. How much can you really talk about this game? We've already been talking about it for 2 weeks. I don't need to see 6 hours.
Oh no,
they
have 6 hours of like little stories about Colin Kaepernick
and his family and the Harbaughs and Ray and stuff we've already seen.
Yeah, a lot. A lot. I like the stat though Ray Lewis gave yesterday in the interview. They said, Ray, do you remember your first sack ever in the NFL? He said, yeah, like it was yesterday. I sacked the quarterback for Indianapolis, Jim Harbaugh. That was Ray Lewis's first sack in the NFL was Jim Harbaugh.
That's hilarious. I didn't know that. You know, Harbaugh made a couple Pro Bowls.
Yeah, how about that?
Wasn't a slouch.
Ray Lewis's first sack was against Jim Harbaugh.
And his, I don't know, last game will be against him again. That's so
That's what
weird.
I'm saying. Is that not weird?
It is weird.
Funny how sports does that. So, speaking of weird, you got some stats over there that are just crazy.
Yeah, I like them.
Now, you have a stat for how much beer is going to be consumed. First off, who comes up with this stat?
These are facts and figures by, it doesn't even really say who does. Like, a few websites have all these stats. They come out every year. But
so
it's
how many?
Basically, the number of people watching.
All right.
Like
So
that.
how many Olympic-sized swimming pools could you fill up with the beer that
All right,
we
well,
consume
first
tomorrow?
there's going to be 325.5 million
Yeah, but
gallons of beer.
nobody can wrap their head around that
I'm
much
about
beer.
to tell you how.
How many Olympic-sized swimming pools?
All right, and these aren't swimming pools in your backyard.
No, this is the Olympic size, like they use in the Olympics.
Massive.
During Summer Olympics.
They have like 12 lanes.
It's
People
8
are
lanes.
8 lanes.
8 lanes.
People are swimming.
50 yards long.
Okay. 493 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
400
be filled.
So you can fill 493 pools at Jervey Gant.
Right, and this is only in America.
Remember,
The game will be broadcast in over 34
that's an
languages.
Olympic-sized swimming pool at Jervey Gant. You could fill 493 of those.
It'll be broadcast in 232 countries. That's only American beer.
That's just the American consumption. We're a bunch of drunks here, aren't we?
There will be 151.6 approximately million people that'll watch at least some part of the game.
That's half of the United States. That is a little over 50%
Right.
of the United States will watch some part of the Super Bowl.
Because, you know, around the world, it's not nearly as
But think about that.
massive as here.
156 million people in the United States. There's only 306 million people in the United States. That's over half the people in the U.S. will watch the Super Bowl tomorrow. And you wonder why it's $4 million a commercial? Because
Yeah, I have that stat.
half
too.
of the country is watching the game.
This is my favorite stat. 1. The number of languages in which the word football doesn't mean soccer.
Yeah.
Which is us.
American.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, not even English. American.
$2.8 million for a 30-second ad during a certain time slot.
Yeah, but it goes up to $4 million.
How much do you think the Vince Lombardi trophy is? It's made by Tiffany, by the way.
Oh, the trophy's Tiffany?
Yes.
The Vince Lombardi trophy probably cost $360,000.
Oh, no way.
How much?
Only 12,500.
Oh. Thought it was
So,
going to be a little more than that.
you know.
Well, it must not be solid gold.
2.9 million number of HD TVs bought for the Super Bowl. That was in 2010. So, you know, right before the game, a lot of people buy new TVs and stuff
Right,
like that.
right. How many chicken wings are going to be eaten tomorrow?
This is my favorite one. 1 billion number
One-
of chicken wings consumed on Super Bowl
1
Sunday.
billion.
28 million pounds of potato chips. This was a strange one because I don't think I've ever had popcorn in my life watching any sporting event besides, you know, being at a baseball game or something. 8 million total pounds of popcorn consumed.
That's a lot of popcorn.
53.5 million pounds of avocados.
Yeah, but
I don't eat those.
what is it? Did you say it's like 11.5 foot
No,
deep?
11.8 depth in feet of guacamole consumed if it were spread across the football.
So you could spread it because the football field, everybody says 100 yards. No, football
120.
field's 120 yards wide, 120 yards long, 53 yards wide. So take an area 120 yards long, 53 yards wide, and you could cover it in 11.5 foot of guacamole all over the field.
This is, to put it, the 28 million pounds of potato chips in perspective, 293,000 number of miles of potato chips laid end to end.
So 293,000. So the Earth is 25,000 feet in its center around. So, no, miles, 25,000 miles. So.
I don't know how long
This
that
is feet, you said?
No, that's 293,000 miles.
Right.
Of potato
And the
chips.
Earth is 25,000 miles around. So you could circle the Earth 4, 8, 11, almost 12 full times with the potato chips. You could circle the earth
God.
12 times if you laid on a potato chip. But the problem with that is you'd have to lay little broken pieces of potato chip and everything. You wouldn't, because you never you get like 4 or 5 big potato chips, and then the rest is just garbage sprinkles.
This is a really good one. 7 million, the number of employees in America who will not show up to work on Monday.
Buddy Martin will probably be one of those 7 million.
No, we will be in the building.
Yeah,
It's
we
our
will
job
be.
to talk
We
about
will
the
be.
Super Bowl.
So
We got
let's
some
get to
funny
some of the
prop bets,
crazy
too.
bets. Now,
Yeah.
and prop bets are those bets about who scores the first touchdown.
Yeah, there's all those. Those are the boring
Yeah,
ones.
Who gets the, what is the first score? Is it going to be a safety, a field goal, a touchdown, running, a
There's
touchdown,
hundreds.
passing? Who's going to be, what quarterback's going to throw the first touchdown?
Right.
Who's going to win the coin toss?
Over-unders on how many yards each player gets,
Right.
stuff like that.
But give me some crazy stuff.
These are my favorite ones. Who will the Super Bowl most valuable player of the game thank first?
His Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That's a guarantee.
That is number one right now. Even odds, 2-1 odds. He does not thank anyone. Then teammates, then coaches / owner, and then family. Family's like last.
Yeah, but they're all going to say,
Well, it could be Kaepernick.
God. If it's Kaepernick or Ray
God.
Lewis, God is it.
Right.
You
For
can-
sure.
You can take that to. If it's Joe Flacco, I'd like to thank myself because I'm an elite quarterback.
I'd like to thank everybody for doubting me.
I told you idiots in the press that I was an elite quarterback thanks to me. I can see that. All right, give me another one.
All right. Alicia Keys, how long will it take her to sing the
What's the
national
over-under?
anthem? 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
I'm taking the over.
Which Harbaugh brother will be shown on TV first after opening kickoff? No split screen action. Split
I'm
screen
taking
equals
Jim.
no action.
I'm taking Jim.
Yeah, it's pretty close, but Jim is the favorite by a little bit. Just because Jim's more of the rah-rah guy.
Is the question how many times would a Harbaugh parents be shown on TV? Is that there?
I haven't found that one, but I'm sure that's
Because they don't want to be seen on television.
right.
They've made it clear that they don't want to be seen, and CBS is like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I saw on
We're
PTI
going to
they
find
had
you.
an over/under on how many times they would be shown, and it was like 8.
Yeah.
Man, I go way over
Way
on
over.
the 8.
Way up.
And this is always a good one. Started the past few years they've been doing this. The Gatorade, in parentheses, or liquid, to be dumped on the head coach of the winning team. The favorite is clear / water. What the hell? What?
Just water.
Clear / water?
Yeah,
That
clear.
never
No.
happens.
Sometimes they got clear Gatorade or water. Sometimes.
Okay. Yellow is
Yellow,
also tied
and then
with
blue, and then
that.
orange.
Blue's 6-1 odds, red 7-2, orange 5-2,
Yeah.
and lime green. If you really want to make your money, bet on lime green 11-2 odds.
And remember, back in the day, there were only 2 Gatorades: orange and lime
Yeah.
green. That's the only 2 there were. You don't remember that. You're too young.
I've seen the commercials.
You're too
though.
young. But back in the day, there was yellow
The
and
old
lime green.
Gatorade
I mean, there was
commercial.
orange and lime green. That was it.
They show the old Gator players out there
Right.
and Keith Jackson's voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So-
you want to? Let's hear some Flacco ones. Flacco touchdown passes.
3. Is that the over/under?
2 is the favorite right now.
Oh well.
6 or more, 60-1 odds. I don't think
You make some money. You're probably gonna lose some money. But. Well, that's the prop bets for the Super Bowl. We come back, we're gonna give you our picks for the Super Bowl. Plus, we're gonna listen to Coach Ron Zook interview he had with Buddy Martin earlier this week, right here on Buddy's Saturday Sports page on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price fixed rate allowance offers no combined.
Are you bored, tired, and disgusted with your old car?
Hey, this is Cupid, Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. I want you to love your car, so trade in the old car you hate.
Even if you're still making payments, even if you owe more than it's worth.
And I'll help you drive a nicer, newer car sooner than you ever thought possible. Plus, when you use your tax refund as a down payment, you'll get a lot nicer, newer car. So you can hook up with a car you love today.
Bad credit? Cupid got you down? Our For the People credit approval specialists are world-class matchmakers. They'll connect you with the lender most likely to approve your loan.
Hate your old car?
Dump it and fall in love with a nicer, newer car today, even if you owe more than it's worth or still making payments. Plus, turn your tax refunds into your down payment and save a lot on a car you'll love.
Hurry, this Love Fest ends when we match 57 people with a car of their dreams. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit me in Ocala or Bellevue.
Online at PrestigeSaysYes.com.
Or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
In Clark, we trust.
Hi, this is Clark Howard. I'm so excited to be on in Ocala, where I visit twice a year because I have relatives in Ocala, and it's great that my show is on every evening at 6 p.m. right here on WOCA, The Source.
Howdy. I want to invite you to Dairy Queen for a great deal and a great meal. Right now, Dairy Queen is offering a hot, juicy quarter-pound cheeseburger meal, including the quarter pounder with cheese, a fry, and a medium drink for only $4.99. And you can add a sundae for only $1. So if you love real grill-cooked burgers cooked fresh to order, come get a great meal for only $4.99 at Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
Hi, I'm Fran Darkington. When I need news, I pass the rest and tune to the source, WOCA.
Keep on remembering. Every storm runs out of rain.
We're back on Buddy Saturday Sports Page. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, joined by JJ LaSalva. Earlier this week, we're going to get our Super Bowl picks in a moment, but earlier this week, Coach Ron Zook stopped by the show to talk with Buddy about a lot of things, including Tom Ingram's ability to fish. Here's that interview with Coach Ron Zook.
All right, go with the phones down and talk to our man Ron Zook, who's up, no doubt, back at the lake like we're probably right now, and sitting back and watching the sun set on the beautiful side of the lake. I guess he's there. Coach Zook, how are you?
I'm doing well, buddy. Actually, when you called me, I was out on my dock, and the wind's blowing pretty good, so I didn't hear my phone ring. But I apologize. And I was
That's
just
okay.
checking the boat, making sure the boat's okay. My Mastercraft dealer's down here, and I had to show him the boat. Everything was good with the boat.
Little choppy out there on the lake today, huh?
Well, it's not too bad. It's calmed down a little bit. The wind's, how it blows.
Have you been out today yet? That's too cool.
Not on the lake. No, it's a little windy today. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm actually coming down to your place here in a couple of weeks. I'm going to go fishing. I got a friend of your friend and mine, Tom Ingram's, to take us out, my son and I, on a fishing trip. They're catching fish down there on Lake Weird. Did you know that?
Oh, there's a lot of fish on this lake. I promise.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Tom Ingram doesn't know how to fish.
No, he doesn't.
I saw Tom and his daughter. Actually, they were fishing Sunday, and in Tom's boat. I looked at him and I said, Tom, you don't know how to catch fish.
No,
he had Haley, his daughter, out there with him, and they looked like they were fishing anyway.
Yeah, well, I understand some of them do paddleboard, the fishermen. I understand they catching. So, well, it's good to hear you sound like you got your batteries all charged up. You had a year of television at CBS. How did everything go?
Well, it's going well. I'm going to actually go to New York next week for the National Signing Day show on CBS, and I don't know the recruits quite as well this year as I did last year, but I'll learn and know them. But it's recruiting is such in college football, it's such an important thing, and everybody gets caught up in it and what it's all about and so forth. But really, it's a couple years down the road before you really see how these recruits pan out.
Well, you certainly had your share of that, and of course, what you did had a major impact on Florida winning a national championship. That's well documented there, and as recruiting went, you were one of the best for sure. And many of your players went on to play in the National Football League. I know you're proud of them too, as well. So,
well, I got a bunch of them in the league. In fact, I got a couple of them playing in the Super Bowl. I'm excited to watch them. And it's funny. In the last couple of weeks, I've had a bunch of them call me. It's good. I think that's what it's all about, is the relationships that you have. And as I always tell them in recruiting, I mean, this is a relationship that's going to last forever, not just 3 or 4 or 5 years.
It's great then to be able to call on people and keep up with folks like that. I know it's meaningful to a coach, especially when you have impact on them as a young man, and aside from football. We're having a spirited conversation here. We're talking about this thing came out today where there's a judge in California who has said that it's okay for athletes to be able to pursue money from TV, making money from TV. And, of course, that opens up that whole thing about athletes getting paid, something that your former boss and friend Steve Spurrier is in favor of, as you know, has challenged other SEC coaches to take money out of their pocket. Now, that's really strange right there. Spurrier opened up his wallet for anything. That's a real shock right there. But what is your position on this in terms of, is it going to happen ultimately? Are players going to get some kind of money out of this deal?
Well, you know what, buddy? I'm like Coach Spurrier. I'm in favor of the players, being compensated. I really am, because obviously they work extremely hard and so forth. But where does it stop? Where does it end? I think I used to tease my players all the time. They wanted to live like me, and I said, guys, I didn't live like this when I was your age or when I was beginning in coaching. I said, but I do want you to be, taken care of. And a lot of times these guys, they're, believe it or not, they're supporting their family, they're supporting their mother, they're supporting back home, and so those kinds of things you'd like to see them to be compensated for. But where do you stop? That's my question, and I think that's where I see it going if it continues to go in that direction. Just like with all the recruiting rules, you see these new recruiting rules kind of coming into effect in August, is you're going to see about a 30 or 40 school division, as we know it, the Division I or the big schools, there's going to be about 30 or 40 of them that can afford to do that, because once you start playing the football players, then you're going to have to pay the basketball players, you're going to have to pay the volleyball players, you're going to have to play the soccer players, and I think that's probably the biggest concern that these universities have is if you play the football players, you got to pay everybody.
Yeah, Coach, we're just talking about that. Ron Zook is our guest, about eventually we're going to get down to a super conference. We're getting there now, where your top 60 or 65 schools that make the big money are going to be playing for the BCS, or whatever you call it, national championship. That's the way it's going with all the conference alignments. And it only stands to reason that they're the ones making the money. Ultimately, they'll be the ones who will be able to pay the athletes first. And in the end, they're really making the money, these schools. They're the ones bringing the dough in. Do you see a time where that might be a division, where you have Division I, Division II, and Division III? The standpoint of the first division, players get a stipend, and Division II, they're normal scholarships, and Division III would be walk-on, something like that?
I really do, buddy, and because that's kind of the direction you're going. And when you add the playoff picture into that, I mean, because everybody's complains about the BCS, now they're going to end up complaining in a couple of years about the playoff system that they have with the 4 schools, and why doesn't 5 or why doesn't 6 or 7 or 8 get involved? And I really, and even I know it's a 12-year contract, but I foresee it being 40 schools or whatever it is that can, the major schools that can afford it, and maybe telling the NCAA, hey, look, we got this, we don't need you anymore, because they take a big hunk of that money, and then you get to 40 or 50 schools, and I know what the presidents are concerned about, rightfully so, is what's the university for? I mean, it's obviously for the education part of it, but big time college sports is a very lucrative thing for these universities as well.
And you've seen it firsthand up close. You've worked in it. Now you got a chance to observe it. Has this been a year when you'll be able to sit back and kind of look at things differently? And a lot of coaches tell me when they get out of it and look at other programs, they learned. Have you had a learning experience in this?
Absolutely, buddy. I mean, it's easy to see and why how people get caught up in the media with what the media says. A lot of times, coaches, I mean, media, things that are reported in the media a lot of times, you don't know the whole story. And so, coaches make decisions a lot of times based on the information that they have, and not everybody has that information. And so, they make a decision, and they're not able to come out and really kind of tell the whole story. But that's part of it, and it's kind of the way it goes. But there's no question it's been a great learning experience for me, and I'm excited about doing it again.
Sounds good. And by the way, I'm sure that happened to John Harbaugh when he heard about the deer antler spray and didn't know about it, and right before the press conference. So that kind of caught him by surprise. Have you ever heard of deer antler spray, Ron?
No, I have not. Randy Cross, who's a guy that's on the show with me, we talked about this deer antler stuff a little bit, and the spray is a little bit different than some of the other things that you can get. But I think, buddy, if you go back and you look and where all this performance-enhancing drugs, all this stuff started with crack. And if you go back and you look at all the drug testing and all these things, and athletes are going to try to get an edge. I mean, they're just going to, and any way that they can, and all these different things, they keep coming up with ways of beating the drug test, and I think that's just something that probably started in the 80s and 90s, and it's just kind of with some of the minds that you have out there, it's just kind of expanded. But I have heard of it. Don't know a lot about it, and all I know is it's taken actually deer antlers. I mean, it's a genetically, it's not something that's it's synthetic.
I guess maybe that brings a whole new meaning to going out with your shotgun in the forest now, when you're looking for something. I think that doping started with the East Germans in the Olympics, the blood doping part of that stuff, and as you say, it's going on and on and on. Well, Ron, we enjoyed visiting with you. Thanks for coming on, and hopefully get a chance to see you out there on the lake soon, and keep in touch with us, and let us know if you're going to be going back into coaching or television or whatever. We don't get a chance to see enough of you, Coach.
Well, buddy, if I see you out there fishing with Tom, I'm going to come by and I'm going to spray you.
I'm not going to be with Tom. I'll be with his friends. Tom won't know which end of the pole to hold.
There you go. All right, buddy.
Thank you, Ron. Ron Zook.
Ron Zook, Coach Ron Zook, stopping by the show earlier this week, had some serious remarks about Tom Ingram's ability to fish. So
and paying college football.
And paying college football players, but I don't know. I guess I'm not going out in a boat with Tom Ingram anytime soon. Not that he would invite me.
I didn't really get the inside joke. I thought he was like a water guy.
He is a water guy, not a fishing guy. Or not a fisher guy. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll give you our Super Bowl picks. Plus, Mr. Golf wants to talk about how history was almost made yesterday. Indiana, Michigan 1-2 play tonight. And Russell Westbrook. Are you kidding me? All that next on Buddy Saturday Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills, just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
Relations got you down. Are you at your wit's end? Does the opposite sex just confuse you? Then I've got the solution for you, Dr. Buddy.
Well, let me just tell you what you slugs are doing wrong. Remember, dummy, it's about the chase and the romantic interludes, okay? Now, here's the difference. Instead of dinner and a movie, which seems obsolete these days, they have this random phone text, Facebook post, instant message, and quote-unquote non-dates. Traditional courtship, which is still what women want, guys.
picking up a telephone, asking someone on a date, maybe even going as far to pick them up in your car, requires courage, strategic planning, and a considerable investment in ego.
So now you know where to tune in to get all your relationship advice. It's the Dr. Buddy Show every Monday on the Voice of Ocala. You can succeed only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Why is everyone so obsessed with virtual reality and high definition? My neighbor came over yesterday to show me the photographs he took of the pansies and dianthus that I got from Kenny's Place Nursery. He had this electronic pad, and with the flip of his finger, he showed me these beautiful shots he took in my garden. Then he said, you can almost smell them. That's when I used my finger and motioned him to the garden, and then pointing with my cursor, also known as my finger, I pointed toward the real flowers from Kenny's Place Nursery, and I said, I can smell them. Instead of virtual reality, I enjoy real reality. But it is more than the beauty of the pansies and dianthus and more than their fragrance. It's the way they move in the breeze. It's the butterflies and bees that are attracted to them. You know, the plants I get from Kenny's Place Nursery from my garden in the real world provide me with an outdoor sanctuary to escape from that virtual world. Kenny's Place Nursery is located at 7677 Southeast 41st Court in Ocala. Give them a call at 867-1213. Kenny's Place Nursery, where the plants, the people, and the mission are all beautiful.
We're back on Buddy Saturday Sports Page. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, joined by my partner in crime, JJ LaSalva. JJ, a little basketball game tonight. 1 versus 2. Michigan Wolverines, first time they ranked number 1 in the country since 1992, playing the Indiana Hoosiers, ranked number 2. Two powerhouse basketball programs from days gone by, back on top. Does it really matter?
No, it doesn't matter because it's not the tournament. But it is a big game. The Big Ten is back. Big Ten basketball is back. Michigan's back.
Big Ten may be the best conference in basketball.
For sure.
But the Mountain West is close. Mountain West is close.
The Big Ten has a lot of teams up there. I would say they're number 1 right about now, but we'll see come tournament time if they can really play with everybody else. Michigan has a great set of guards. I'm not going to sit here and act like I've watched a bunch of Michigan games, but...
And Indiana has Zeller.
Zeller,
that's right.
But Trey Burke is very, very good player, very, very good guard for number 1 Michigan. They've only lost 1 game this year. Indiana, 2. Zeller is the brother of North Carolina's Zeller, right?
That's no longer there.
Okay, so I don't really know who's going to win this game. I'm just going to say Indiana because it's at Indiana.
It is in Bloomington, so Indiana's probably going to win the basketball game. But does it really matter? I mean, Michigan and Indiana are both getting talk as number 1 seeds.
Right.
It really doesn't matter until Selection Sunday. And does it really matter whether you're seeded 1, 2, or 3 in the NCAA tournament?
Maybe
3. 1, 2, or 3.
3 is a big drop off from 1 for sure.
Yeah, but 3 wins a lot. Florida's 1 out of the 3 spot.
Yeah.
They won a national championship out of the 3 spot.
But 3, your second round game, you're going to have to play like a 6.
Not if.
Isn't that how it works?
No, 3 plays 14.
No, I'm saying second round. 1 plays 16. 2 plays 15.
Right, 1 plays
8.
2 plays 7.
So
3 plays 6.
It's a lot tougher than playing 8. But Florida also a big game tonight. See if they can keep beating the brakes
11.
Off of
Sometimes 11 beats 6.
Yeah, a lot of times.
So number 3 then plays 11.
If you get lucky enough.
Right.
The Gators play Ole Miss, who Franz Beard said, no doubt in his mind they were going to defeat Kentucky.
This was a much better game before Mississippi lost to Kentucky.
Right. This looked like the best game.
And the Gators absolutely dismantled the South Carolina Gamecocks. So Florida head, shoulders, waist, and kneecaps above the rest of the SEC.
It's in Gainesville. Florida should destroy them. It's 7 o'clock tonight on ESPNU at the O'Connell Center. If you can't go, check it out on TV.
All right.
Miami also plays. I'm going to put that out there. 4
plays
o'clock,
North Carolina
CBS.
State. And this was a better game until Virginia beat North Carolina State.
Exactly. Virginia not a bad squad, though.
I know.
Going into NC State, Miami could easily lose this game.
But Miami, North Carolina State, and Florida, Mississippi were looking like 2 much better basketball games before midweek losses by North Carolina State to Virginia and Ole Miss losing to Kentucky.
Correct.
You know, and I watched that Ole Miss Kentucky game.
Me too.
I didn't think Kentucky was the better basketball team. I just thought Mississippi was playing the word Kentucky.
Listen, Mississippi kept taking it to the hole, thinking, listen, I'm not going to let Nerlens Noel win the game. He got his 4th foul. They kind of started coming back a little bit. They got within 1 point, and that's when Noel said no more. Had about 13 blocks, 12 or 13 blocks. Like 5 of them were with 4 fouls, and they were serious blocks.
I think Mississippi literally let the name on the jersey beat them because they were like, oh, it's Kentucky. It's Kentucky.
And couldn't take it to the hole.
Sometimes that happens where you let, but it wasn't just taking it to the hole that beat Mississippi. Mississippi wasn't hitting outside shots like they usually do. I think the pressure of, oh, we're playing Kentucky. No, you're not. You're playing a average or below average basketball team.
Kentucky team, for sure.
You're not playing the Kentucky that word stands. You're playing a very down Kentucky. But people sometimes get caught up in, ooh, it's Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't like their squad this year. They play A&M today. That should be a win, I guess. Right. But they're 5-2 in the SEC. They might make the tournament just on being Kentucky, but I don't think they'll go very far.
Well, I think Florida rolls Ole Miss today in the O'Connell Center.
For sure.
Rolls them tonight.
Me too.
And I believe Indiana wins against Michigan because it's in Indiana.
Florida could easily go undefeated in the SEC.
So, speaking of predicting wins, I'm going with the Ravens. I think the Ravens win outright. I'm going 34-17.
Yesterday I went 24-21. That's a huge blowout, by the way.
I believe Flacco's going to hit about 3 long touchdowns, and I believe the defense of the Ravens are disciplined enough and experienced enough that they will shut down. They won't let Colin Kaepernick outside to run on them. And
this is not the Ravens' defense of 2000, by the way.
I still believe they can keep him contained. And Colin Kaepernick, while he's a very good thrower, if you can take away his running ability, the Ravens have beat some very good throwers. You know, they beat Peyton Manning, they beat Tom Brady. So if they can make Kaepernick just a thrower, they can beat a very good thrower.
I like the Ravens to win too, based on what we talked about earlier, how the team that sort of catches fire in the playoffs usually wins the Super Bowl.
And the Ravens have done that.
They look just like last year's Giants to me. So I like the Ravens to win. And Ray's last game, I mean, it's a great story.
It is a great story.
Too bad it got kind of tainted earlier this week, but...
Well, we're not going to talk about it. We're not just going to do it. So, speaking of somebody who's having a great week, Phil Mickelson. Mr. Golf's been following this one. If you want to follow Mr. Golf, you can get it in all your neighborhood publications, Downtown Neighbors, Southeast Neighbors, Southwest Neighbors, Golden Leader. Look for it in your mailbox. Mr. Golf writes a column. Mr. Golf is yours truly, Tom Schmitz. Not real sure how I got that moniker at a 14 handicap, but I'll run with it. I've been following Phil Mickelson as he's played in the Phoenix Open in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Killing it.
Except on the last hole. He lips out a putt on Thursday to miss shooting 59, and then he double bogeys 18 yesterday to miss shoot. If he pars it, he shoots 63. Instead, he shoots 65 and comes up 1 stroke shy. 1 score shy of the record low for 2 days in a PGA tournament.
So what's his lead looking like right now?
He's up by 4. Mickelson's at 17 under. Haas at 13 under. Bradley Snedeker at 12 under.
Where's our boy?
Cabrera, Wee, and Gay, Florida guy, all at 11 under. Ted Potter Jr., let me pan down where he was, because he finished the first day at 7 under.
7 under, correct.
7 under. Let me go find out where Ted Potter Jr. is.
That's not good.
It's a slow internet. It's not. This doesn't mean anything. It's just a slow internet. Ted Potter Jr., 9 under, tied for 14th. Shot 2 under yesterday.
Very
so Ted Potter, 64, 69. He's tied for 14th. He's 8 strokes off the lead.
Yeah, that stinks. When somebody's playing like Phil is, you're playing for second, third, you know.
Longest drive so far this week, Bubba Watson, 375.
That's about how much you hit it, right?
No. If I hit it 250, I feel good. Who's made the most birdies, you think, this week?
Phil.
Yeah, 17. Most double bogeys, George McNeil. He's made 2.
Poor guy.
But Robert Castro's the one driving it pinpoint. He's hit 82.1% of the fairways.
I'm not sure I know who that is.
I have no idea. And I follow golf, and I don't know who Robert Castro is. He's 9 under, tied for 14th with Ted Potter Jr., though, I tell you that. So Phil Mickelson.
The way everybody's ripping this course apart, I'd love to see Tiger play on it.
Phil Mickelson ripping the Phoenix Open up. 2 more rounds to go. It's Phil's golf tournament to lose the way he's playing. Huge surprise that he's playing that well after last week. Russell Westbrook, guard for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He got called for a foul against the Grizzlies. Not a foul, for a violation for 5-second back down, the Mark Jackson rule. He gets so mad at the call, he says that Cephalosha, his teammates to blame, start screaming at Cephalosha like a little girl, that's mad at her friends during a tea party. His coach takes him out. He's so mad at the coaching staff and all. He throws a towel down, storms off the court, and goes to the locker room. In a blowout win, Thunder was blowing out. Happened at the end of the fourth quarter, right? No, it happened with 9:48 to go in the third quarter. Are you kidding me? You throw a tantrum like a 4-year-old in the middle of an NBA basketball game? You're a professional there, idiot.
They let him come back.
Stop acting like a little kid. And then, that's a way to support it. You come back because you've been a little kid and they let you right back in the game. Are you kidding me? It's about time these little brats got their lesson. Take their money. For Tom Schmidt, for JJ LaSalva, I'm Tom Schmidt saying, have a great Super Bowl, everybody.